My name is Candy Wigmore, and I work at the Wekatesk Aboriginal Head Start in Charlottetown, PEI. I think the most important being the social emotional education that we do. Where at the beginning of the year we start out with the new group and do a lot of self-awareness and self-reflection, and teaching kindness is challenging in a group, and fairness, and so all of the components of the Head Start are easier taught once we get that down pat. So once we teach children, to treat others as they want to be treated, and to have respect for all, and that we are one, that we're a team, that we're a group, all the other teachings come easily. Another great thing about our Head Start is our outdoor program. So we go to the woods once a week, sometimes to the river instead of the woods, but we have that free outdoor time in nature. And I think it's fair to say that all the kids really love that and look forward to that. And it's not the standard outdoor play for most kids who live in a city is a playground. So we're in the woods, and we're looking at the trees, and we're learning the names of the trees, and we're gathering things and taking them back and making crafts out of them. And it's just a real organic, natural way for the kids to learn about the world around them. So we're so lucky because we have an elder who comes twice a week to teach Mi'kmaq, and then on the other days we have we'll just do some counting in Mi'kmaq or some songs in Mi'kmaq. So it's part of the daily routine, and the children love it. They really look forward to that part of the day. I probably should have mentioned this in the social aspects, because the teaching of that comes through our smudge. So every Wednesday morning, I do a smudge with the kids, and we talk about, we smudge around our heads so we have only good thoughts. And then we talk about, what it means to have good thoughts. Or we smudge the eyes so we see only good, and we talk about what that means and how that looks in the classroom, and how that looks, with your friends, and, to smudge the feet to walk the good road. And the kids are anxious to have their turn to get that smudge. And at the end of their smudge, they always say, "Can I please smudge you?" And so it's become not just a ceremony and a teaching of the sacred ceremony, but it's also become a great teacher of, social emotional well-being and things we can do to, change the way we think and see the world. So that's so positive. Well, I think, especially in an off-reserve setting, the children don't have as much opportunity for that exposure. And so much was taken and diminished in their way of life. And when I was a little girl, my mom always said, if we had have just kept the native ways, the world would be a much better place. And I think that to kind of instill in the children that pride of culture, that, this is something really special, and this I don't know how qualified I am to teach this to the children, but I know I'm very passionate about it, and I think it's really important that they grow up with a strong sense of who they are and that they are wonderful and their culture is wonderful. I'd like to see a continuation of it into the elementary schools. I think that is, in some classroom settings, it's starting to take place. I know my sister is a grade 3 teacher, and she's done the blanket exercise with her kids, and she has that cultural awareness and shares it with her students. But I think that mainstream elementary school is not, it's not being mentioned a whole lot. So, well, I think it's one of those things that it's to create the awareness of the benefits of it. It's like anything else. If people can see how it would benefit not just the First Nations children, but all of the children, right? To have a better understanding, have more compassion for. I think it's win-win for everybody, right? Everybody gains from any education.